Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then stretch down to touch your toes. And then back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy-toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. And then back down to touch our toes once more. And then stand up straight, guys, and have a shake. Shake it out. Arms and legs, shake it out. And now let's do some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. And now let's take our right hand and find our left foot. And take our left hand and find right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Then guys, we can do some stretches. Let's do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do our 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. And then let's have another shake. Shake it out. Shake it up. Shake it down. Shake it out. Shake it back. Shake it left. And shake it right. And to finish, guys, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So welcome to today's math lesson, where we're going to begin by doing a recap of the previous lesson. Now, who can remember what we began learning to do in the previous lesson, guys? Using our straight edges of wood, we learned how to draw and label rectangles correctly. So let's write that phrase on the board first. Drawing, D-R-A-W-I-N-G. Rectangles, R-E-C-T-A-N-G-L-E-S. So all together, guys, drawing rectangles. Yes. Now, by now, we should be getting used to some of the common characteristics of rectangles. For example, how many sides does every rectangle have? 4 sides. Well done, Pakbun. 4 sides. But are all sides of the same length? No, only opposite sides. Well done. That's what makes a rectangle. 4 sides and opposite sides. Opposite means the sides that are facing one another. Opposite sides equal or the same length. So all together, guys, 4 sides, opposite sides, equal length. And in the previous lesson, we began learning how to draw and label our own rectangles correctly. We were using a tool called a straight edge. Different pieces of wood that we can use to create our shapes. And when it came to the worksheet activity, our students used their ruler, because on a worksheet, a ruler is convenient. But for a board exercise, we need something bigger, which is why we're using straight edges such as this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call one of my students forward to demonstrate how to draw and label their own rectangles. So the first student I would like to come forward to demonstrate a rectangle is Dan. Come and join me at the front of class, please. Okay, now Dan, what tool would you like to use to create your rectangle? Would you like the long straight edge or the short straight edge? Short straight edge, okay. And what colour would you like your rectangle to be, blue or black? Blue, okay. So Dan has her straight edge and she has her blue marker. So now she will demonstrate how to draw and label each of the sides with their own reference to create the rectangle's name. So first of all, we need side number 1. Okay, so there's side number 1 here. Now what do we need, guys? Opposite sides equal length. So we'll have another side here that's opposite and the same length. Excellent. So how many sides so far, guys? 2. How many more do we need? 2 to make a rectangle. So down can join the sides. Excellent, down. And then side number 4 to complete the rectangle. You see how we use a straight edge to create each side of the rectangle. That's brilliant, down. Very well done. Can I take your straight edge? But what our rectangle hasn't got, down has done a brilliant example of a rectangle. But does our rectangle have a name yet? No, because none of the points have references. So down, can you give each point its own different reference? D, O, W, N, which spells down. So now, down has given each point on her rectangle a different reference. Ready, guys? Point D, point O, point W, point N. So now we can give our rectangle a name. So down, can you show how to write rectangle and then the name afterwards? R, E, C, T, A, N, G, L, E. Perfect. And then the name of the rectangle, the points, D, O, W, N. Perfect. What's our rectangle called? Down. Rectangle down. Named after our student Dan. Dan, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Dan, please, guys. So that's an example of how to draw a rectangle and use each point with a different reference to give it its name. But must all rectangles always be the same size? No. They can be bigger or they can be smaller. The only common characteristics they have to share, 4 sides and the opposite sides are of the same length. For example, here we'll use symbol 1 to mark these 2 sides the same length. Use symbol 2 to mark these 2 sides the same length. And what I'm going to do now is have one more student come forward and demonstrate another rectangle with more individual references of the same different sizes. So Pat, can you come and join me at the front of class, please? Come and join me at the front of class, please. So now it's Pat's turn to demonstrate how to draw a rectangle, and we're looking for one a different size from Down's. So maybe you can start here and bring your rectangle across using your straight edge and your marker pen. Okay, so side number 1 for Pat. Okay, so we've got one side there. Side number 2. And now we need side number 3 and side number 4 to complete the rectangle. Excellent. Well done, Pat. So what do we think, guys? Has Pat created a rectangle? How many sides? 4. Are the opposite sides of the same length? Opposite sides, same length. So Pat has drawn a true rectangle. But does Pat's rectangle have a name yet? No. All of the corners or the points have no references. So Pat, can you give your points individual references? So how about this point? Can be point T, and then another point here. Point A, okay. And then we have point P, and then finally another reference for our 4th point, point H. Okay, so we've got point T, point A, point P, and point H. So that means that we can spell the word Pat, P-A-H-T. So now, Pat, you can give your rectangle a name using all of the different points. So rectangle, R-E-C-T, A-N-G-L-E. And then using the different points, Pat, you can give your rectangle a name. P or T, A, P, H. Okay, so Pat's rectangle is rectangle, T, A, P, H. And that's another example of how to draw a rectangle and name it correctly using different references for each of the points. Pat, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. So now in today's lesson, we're going to learn how to draw, label, and create our own special type of rectangles. Now, who can remember the other type of shape that we've been learning about, guys? After the rectangle, we learned about squares. Yes, a square is a special type of rectangle. So we can spell squares S-Q-U-A-R-E-S. Squares. Now let's think about the common characteristics of squares. How many sides does a square have? 4 sides. So that's still the same as a rectangle. They're quadrilaterals, always with 4 sides. But how many sides of a square must be the same length? Not the opposite sides. All sides. Well done. That's what makes the difference between a square and a rectangle. A rectangle has opposite sides of the same length. But what we need to do with a square is we need to make sure that a square has all sides of the same length. Okay? That's the main difference between squares and rectangles. They can be different sizes, but all squares must have 4 sides with all sides of an equal length. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate using some more straight edge tools how to create, label, and name our own squares, similar to the previous lesson with the rectangles. So what I need to do first of all is select a straight edge tool. And we'll begin with the short straight edge tool. So how many sides do I need to draw, guys? 4 sides. Okay, so let's begin here. One side. Now notice how I used all of the sides of the straight edge to create one side. That means that every side has to be the same length. I have to use every side of the straight edge to create a proper square, because that will make all sides of equal length. For example, we will go here. To here. Is it a square yet? No. How many sides do we have? How many more do we need? We need 2 more. So take our straight edge one more time, using the entire length so that all sides are equal. To here. Now what this means, if we've done it properly, we've got 3 sides of equal length. If I use the straight edge, it should just slot in and create the 4th side the same. You can see, if I put my straight edge here, how many sides? Are all sides the same length? Is this a square? Okay. Can I name it yet? Why? You're right, I can't name it yet. What do I need so that I can name my square? References. We need references for each of the points. Can all the references be the same? No, they have to be different. So Lackout, can you give me a reference for the first point? P. Okay, so we've got point P. Nadia, can you give me a reference for another point? A. PA. Okay. Can we have A again here? Point A here. Can we have point P? No, exactly. Every reference has to be different for each point. So P, A, bang pon. Can we have N? P, A, N. Okay. P, A, N, and then Q. What's the reference for our final point? T. Okay. So we've got point P, point A, point N, point T. Now we can name our square. Square P, A, N, T. Square pant. P-A-N-T, pant. Okay? And this is how we can draw and label and name our own squares correctly. They can be any size as long as 4 sides. All sides equal length. So let's do one more demonstration. But this time, I'm going to do a bigger square. Look at the size of the straight edge now. Is it the same size? Is it bigger? Yes. So if I use a straight edge here, I have to use the same straight edge for every side. Will it fit on our whiteboard? Just about. But let's see if I can do a very big square, okay? It might go over the writing slightly, but it doesn't matter because we're just practicing. The students won't be able to use this one, it's too big. The teacher will try to make a square this size. So we'll start here. Side number 1. Okay? So now we need 2 sides going up of the same length. How many sides so far? 2. How many more do we need? 2. We need 2 more sides. So now, let me draw the straight edge here. Is it a square yet? No. Why? How many sides? 3 sides. Is that a square? No. How many sides do we need? 1. 1 more. Okay, so the very top, let's see if I can just about reach. And then move it along slightly. There we go. Okay, is it a square yet? Yes. How many sides? 4. Are they of equal length? No, not quite. I think they are. I think it's a square. But can I name my square yet? No. Why? References. So, Prel, can you give me a reference for this point? T. Pakbong. W. Net. E. S. So we've got point T, W, E, and S. That makes square T, W, E, S. So how many squares have I drawn on the board, guys? How many different squares can you see? 2. 1, 2. Are they the same size? No. They're not the same size. This one is bigger than this one. But are they all squares? Yes, they have 4 sides, and all sides are of equal length. And that is how we can draw, label, to create our own squares. Okay, guys, so very well followed. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the board demonstration so that they can learn to understand how to draw their own squares and label them and name them correctly. And coming up, we've got another board exercise for our students to practice by themselves in preparation for the worksheet activity. But first of all, guys, time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this sequence, we'll begin by doing teacher says. So if teacher says, we can do. If teacher doesn't say, we won't do. Okay? So teacher says, arms in the air. Arms down. Teacher says, arms down. Teacher says, turn around. Teacher says, back the other way. Jogging on the spot. Teacher says, jogging on the spot. Teacher says, arms in the air. Teacher says, forwards and backwards. And teacher says, side to side. And stop. Teacher says, stop. Teacher says, arms by your sides. Teacher says, legs apart. Teacher says, legs together. Teacher says, legs apart. Legs together. Teacher never says. Teacher says, legs together. And teacher says, into a ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. Teacher says, jump. Excellent, guys. And teacher says, please sit down. So now it's time for our students to come forward and use the information that they've learned from my demonstration to label and draw their own squares on the board using some straight edges. So this time, I've selected some shorter straight edges that our students can use. And the first student I would like to come forward to demonstrate how to draw and label her own square is Nadia. So Nadia, come and join me at the front of class, please. And Nadia, which straight edge would you like to choose? Okay, so Nadia has chosen the shortest one. Now remember, every square, guys, 4 sides, all sides, equal length. And Nadia will need a pen to draw her square with. So Nadia, there's your pen. I will place this back over here. And Nadia will demonstrate how to design, label, and name a square. So side 1. Perfect. So now that Nadia has drawn a side this size, that means that every other side has to be the same length. So Nadia, you can demonstrate side number 2. Brilliant. How many sides so far, guys? 2. How many more do we need? 2 more sides. So Nadia can demonstrate side number 3. Excellent. Well done, Nadia. You can see so far all of the sides are of the same length. And now to finish the square, the top side. There you go. I'll help you to hold it. Excellent, Nadia. So let's have a look at Nadia's square. How many sides?
4 sides.
Are all sides the same length? Yes. So is this a good example of a square? I think so. Can Nadia name her square yet? Why? No references. So Nadia, let me take the straight edge, and then can you give each of your points their own reference, please? So we've got point O. And our next point will need a reference. Point U. Point B, and then finally, our fourth point, point A. So we've got, guys, point O, point U, point B, and point A. Now can Nadia give her square a name? Yes, because we've got 4 points of different references. So Nadia, can you write square inside and then the name of your square? S, Q, U, A, R, E. O, U, A, or B, A. Excellent. So Nadia has demonstrated how to draw a correct square and then to reference it to give it its name. So Nadia square, guys, all together, square, O-U, B-A. Nadia, that was brilliant. High five, and a big round of applause for Nadia, please, guys. So that was Nadia's demonstration, which was brilliant, of how to draw a square, 4 sides, all sides equal, and all different references to give it a name. Let's do one more together, but this time I will have another student come and demonstrate how to do a slightly bigger square using a slightly bigger straight edge. So Chew, come and join me at the front of class, please. So this time, Chew's square will be slightly bigger than Nadia's, but will have the same characteristics. So Chew, here's your straight edge, and here's your marker. Okay, so Chew needs to draw his first side. Okay, so side 1. All the way down. I'll hold it for you. Excellent, Chew. Keep going all the way to the end of the straight edge. Brilliant. Okay, so that's one side to Chew's square. What Chew now needs to do is to do sides of the same length all the way around. So now at the top or the bottom. Okay, so here we have the next straight edge. Brilliant, Chew. How many sides, guys? Is it a square yet? No, we need to keep going. And now Chew. Brilliant. And finally, one more side. To complete the square. Excellent. Brilliant, Chew. So is it a square yet? Yes. How many sides? 4 sides. All sides equal length. So it's definitely a square. But can we name it yet? We can't name it yet. What does Chew's square need? References. So Chew, can you give each point on your square its own reference? So here you can have T. Yes, point T. Or up to you, any letter you want. Point T. And here, another reference. Point E. And here, W. And then the final point, a different reference. The main thing to remember, all points have a different reference. S. Brilliant. Now, can you write the name of your square and then its references? So square, S, Q, U A R E, and then the name of the square, T E W S. Brilliant, Chew. So now we can name Chew's square too. Square, choose, T-E-W-S. And that's how we draw, label, and name our squares correctly, using the common characteristics. Well, you can see Chew's square is slightly bigger than Nadia's square because we used a larger straight edge. Chew, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Chew, please, guys. Now it's time for our worksheet activity. So teachers, make sure every student in your classroom gets their own worksheet. And what we want our students to do today, similar to the previous lesson where they demonstrated their understanding of rectangles, today we want them to draw and label squares correctly. So remember today, guys, when you're doing your squares, make sure they are all sides the same length. They can be bigger or smaller, but squares have 4 sides, all sides same length. And the final 2 squares you can label and name yourselves. But what's the first thing to do? Names on top. And give our students around 12 minutes for this activity and help them with anything they need. So Pangpon for you, you're welcome. Plow, here's yours. You're welcome. Down for you. You're welcome. Chew for you. You're welcome. Nadia, here's yours. You're welcome. Pat for you. You're welcome. Pakboom for you. You're welcome. And Net. You're welcome. So names on top first, guys. And then look at the first 4 that you have your references already. So design your squares. Any size, but all sides same length. And then the final 2 have to have your own references. So use your rulers or another type of straight edge if you don't have any. Excellent, Pangpon. Well done, Lakgao. Brilliant, guys. Great to see your understanding of squares. Quite similar to rectangles, the only difference being squares have all the sides of the same length. They can be bigger or smaller. For example, this is a square. It's a very small square, but a square nonetheless, because all the sides are the same length, but not quite straight. Brilliant, Dan. So, yep, the final 2, you can do your own, any references. Give them your own reference and their own name. So, D-O-W-N, down. Square. Yeah, you can do any size. Up to you. You can do a very little square, or you can do a big square. And if you finish quickly, guys, you can colour too. Multicolours, or their own colours. Brilliant, Pangpon. Well done. Yes. All squares. And you see, so square 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Excellent, Chew. Excellent, Nadia. So what you can do, just give your square their own references. Brilliant, Tam. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise where they had to demonstrate their understanding of squares by labelling and drawing them correctly. And you can see how some of the squares can be different sizes as long as all sides are of the same length. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and we'll see you again soon for the next one. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.